All right, we'll try this again, and I'll see if I can get on my YouTube channel and somehow delete that video that was glitchy. So this is the second part of Chapter 1, Section 2. And so I'm moved on to the next page here, right below the convince me. What page is that? Let's see if it tells me here. No, I cut it off. I don't know. What page is this on? Oh yeah, page 11. Thank you. Okay, so this is page 11. So let's look at this here really quick. In the other example, that's what I'm looking at right there. We talked about this yesterday, that if all the digits are the same, and in this example they're using fives, if they're all the same, the 5 that's just to the left is 10 times larger than the 5 on its right. And the opposite is true. The 5 on the right is 1/10 or 10 times smaller than the one on its left. Now, under the guided practice, number 1, I circled it there. It says, in the number 9,290, it says the value of the first 9 is the value of the first 9 10 times as great as the value of the second 9. And so here's what I wrote. I wrote no, because they are not next to each other. That idea that one number is 10 times larger or 10 times smaller than the other only applies if they're right next to each other. And those two 9s that they're talking about in that number, they're not right next to each other. So the answer is no. Number 2, it says write 4,050 in expanded form. Now, when we play Bamboozle today, you'll want to know how to do this. Write something in expanded form. And so let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to erase some of what I wrote right here. And I'll give you an example just to make sure that you guys know what I'm talking about when I say write a number in expanded form. So let me see here. Mr. Ward, give me a number, something with like in the thousands. Any number. 1,500, and give me the other 2 digits. 0 what? 2. Okay, 1,502. So I'm going to write that number in expanded form. This is what you do. You put it in parentheses, and you do 1 times 1,000. Okay, represents that 1 right there. And then I'm going to do plus 5 times, what do you think? 100. And that represents that 5 right there. Then I'm going to do plus, and what would we write in expanded form for the 0? Well, nothing. Just leave it blank. Just ignore it. And then we have to do the 2. And so that's going to be plus 2 times 1. So there's that number written in expanded form. And then so going back to number 2 here, you can see what I wrote down. And I wrote down 4 times 10 to the 3rd. Now, let me point out something here. If I wrote it this way, 4 times 10 to the 3rd power, is that the same as 4 times 1,000? Are those equal to one another? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They are the same. Okay. All right, and then number 3 and 4, again, you can see what I wrote there. It says the 7s in 7, they're asking to write the values of the digits, and I did that at 7,000 for one and 700 for the other. And then the 2s in number 4, it's 20 and then 2. Okay. Let's move down a little bit further here. Number 5, you can see what I wrote. It's 8,000 and then 309. So this is, well, I guess you could say it's expanded form, but not really. I mean, they should have put them in parentheses. But they did say to write it in standard form. And I told you guys yesterday, standard form is just the number. That's all it is. It's just a number. So it's 8,309,000. So again, now here it is. Here's number 6. It's expanded form. So now I would just write the number, 40,600. And number 7, same thing. There it is in kind of expanded form. And then I just write the number, 10,023. And then you can see number 8 and 9 and 10 there. It says write each number in expanded form. And I gave you an example of expanded form just a couple minutes ago. And you guys can re-watch this video, the second one I've done on this. And if I'm going too fast and you can't copy down what I wrote quickly enough, you can just get on YouTube and watch it. And again, so this, you notice that I'm not doing all of these. You know, for example, I'm not doing, number 8 here. I'm not doing 11 and 12 here. Those you have to do on your own, and we will grade these on Monday. Okay? Yeah, and if you already did them, then, man, you're sailing. You are probably without homework this weekend. All right? All right, so now I'm on to the next page. I think that's page 12. I'm looking at the problem solving. I'm looking at number 14 here. It says write the number name and expanded form of the number of driver ants that could be in 2 colonies. Well, here's a little information they give us here. It says up to 22 million driver ants can live in a single colony. So it does say that we're talking about 2 colonies. So if 22 million in 1 colony, so it's 44 million. So I wrote that down, 44 million. And then I wrote it in expanded form right there. So did number 14 for you. Okay. Number 16 says, Paul says that the number 6,367, 1 6 is 10 times as great as the other 6. Is he correct? No, he's not correct because the 6's are not next to each other. Look at this number here. The 6's are not next to each other, so there's not going to be a difference of just 10 times. There's going to be a difference of actually, let me see here, 100 times. Okay. Number 17. 17, I talked about this one in the other video, and I'll talk about it in this one. It says, I guess it's George. Okay, George, he drew a square. Whoops, that's not the color I wanted. Here we go. George drew a square that had a side length of 8 inches. And so I drew a square, and here's the side that has 8 inches. Remember, a square has 4 what? Sides. I heard somebody say it here, 4 equal sides. So if this side is 8 inches, what's this side? 8. Right. And if that side is 8 inches, what's this side? 8. And this side? 8. Right. And so it asks, here's the question it asks. It says, what's the perimeter? What's the perimeter of his square? Okay, I see several hands up. Mr. Fall, sorry. Mr. Fall.
32 inches.
Yeah, 30. How did you figure out 32 inches?
Well, I just did, since it's a square and they have all even sides, I did 8 times 4.
Yeah, nicely done. 8 times 4. He just added up all the sides. Now, let me draw you something kind of crazy here and ask you a question. Here's a shape. And if I asked you what the perimeter of that was, what you would need to know, Mr. Cosgrove, is the length of all the sides. So if this is 10 inches, maybe this is 8 inches, this is 9 inches, and this is 14 inches, And this is 10 inches, and this is 9 inches. Now you could figure out the perimeter, because you know all the sides. To figure out the perimeter, you have to know all the sides, all right? All right, so 17's done for you. 18, and how we doing on time here? Just past 10 minutes. 18, it says Dan wrote, looks like something in an expanded form, and then he made a mistake, and I mentioned what the error was, and it should be, whoops, undo, take that off, there we go. It should be 3 times 10 to the 5th and 5 times 10 to the 4th. That was the mistake, and this is the number in standard form, because that's the very last question they ask. They say, what is the standard form of the number? A lot of these word problems, especially in the second page, they ask 1 or 2 questions within the problem. So, and then 19, and it looks like 19 has a part A and B, and then we're going to be done here with this. Colleen says that she's thinking of a 4-digit number in which all the digits are the same, and it says the value of the digit in the hundreds place is 200, and it says, what's the number? Well, if all the digits are the same, and the value of the digit in the hundreds place is 2, they're all going to be 2s. It's kind of a no-brainer. And then in part B, it says describe the relationship between the values of the digits. And well, each 2 to the left, I actually wrote it down wrong the first time, is 10 times the value of the 2 on its right. And again, you can phrase that the same way or a little differently if you want. It's entirely up to you, okay? So this is your homework, so to speak. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to work on it here in class if you have any questions. Again, we have kind of a short day today. And watch the video again if you have to. I'll upload this sometime today. Hopefully it won't be glitchy. And that's it. So we will grade this on stop video recording.